Good evening and welcome to Granada Reports. First tonight, a third person has been arrested after a young woman was shot dead in Wirral on Christmas Eve. Ellie Edwards was gunned down at the Lighthouse pub in Wallasey village. Detectives have also been given more time to question a man and a woman arrested earlier over the beautician's death. Tim Scott has the latest.
The third arrest in this case, announced today, was of a 31-year-old man from Tranmere. He was arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit murder. In the past couple of hours, Merseyside police have released footage of one of the 3 arrests they've already made. You can see footage and pictures of police entering a building and then leaving with a suspect, but they haven't said which suspect that actually is. They've been given more time to question the 2 other suspects. They are a 30-year-old man from Tranmere who was arrested on suspicion of murder and attempted murder, and a 19-year-old woman from Rock Ferry. She was arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit murder. They all now remain in custody. Ellie Edwards, who was 26 and a beautician, was shot and killed here at the Lighthouse pub in Wallasey on Christmas Eve. Several shots were fired at the entrance at around midnight. Ms Edwards was then rushed to Arrow Park Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Police say they don't believe she was the intended target of the attack, as 4 men were also injured. One of them remains in hospital receiving treatment. Deputy Chief Constable Ian Critchley is urging people to come forward and to contact the police if they know who's responsible for what he described as pulling the trigger in the most indiscriminate and appalling way. And he says anyone who knows where the weapon is, anyone who has harboured or has any information at all, we still want to speak to them. Tim Scott, ITV News, Wallasey.
Health bosses have made an urgent appeal to people living in Greater Manchester, asking them to only call 999 or attend A&E if their condition is life-threatening. The NHS Trust says that unprecedented levels of people attending hospital, staff sickness and increased flu and COVID rates are creating long delays. People are being advised to use 111 at their GPs and pharmacies. Our next tonight to the dads who've risked their lives to bring some Christmas cheer to children in Ukraine. Stephen Holland from Northwich works as a security advisor to journalists. After meeting children whilst working there making a documentary early this year, Stephen and his colleague decided they had to go back to deliver some presents. Our correspondent Mel Barham has a story.
Oh, we've got some more girl stuff here, which is good.
It wasn't just Santa with a mountain of presents to deliver this Christmas. These donations of both gifts and aid were destined for the children of Ukraine. And it's all thanks to these 2 dads. Stephen and Richie work in war-torn countries as high-risk security advisors. But after working on an ITV documentary earlier this year about the children of Ukraine, they decided to return voluntarily.
We actually just wanted to go there and just give a Christmas present to the kids. That's how it all started.
So, with 2 vehicles full of aid, they set off on a mission that would be fraught with danger.
Just to let you all know that we have finally got through. We are in the Ukraine, moving towards Lviv. We've been trying to get into the country since 10 o'clock this morning. We have been met with huge problems. However, drama over, we're moving forward, and we'll be in the orphanage tomorrow morning.
Hello guys, quick update. Problems that we've got, the roads are horrific. You throw weather conditions in with that and the whole place has just come to a standstill.
But they made it to their first stop, an orphanage in Lviv, where there were plenty of smiles.
I like your new bikes.
From there, it's on to Kyiv.
Ukraine was under attack today. Kyiv was hit. You know, it's hard to say in the 21st century, okay, that a city like Kyiv, okay, is living in the conditions it's living in. No mobile phone signal, no electricity, no nothing.
As they move on to Kharkiv and the city of Izium, the devastation is clear.
Those of you who don't know much about Izium, Izium was occupied for 6 months by the Russians, and the community of Izium lived under Russian occupation, and they've had it tough. It's like the plague when you go there. It's like you're in a horror movie.
But it's here that they wanted to return to find a little girl called Kira, who they'd met whilst working with the documentary team. And they found her, alive and well.
So we're in a Zoom.
Whilst there, they also hand out aid and presents in the main square, as well as leaving donations at 2 local hospitals.
We've been roaming around minefields and going into areas where there's still smashed up Russian tanks and just couldn't get where we needed to be. So tomorrow we're up early and we do the drive to Zaporizhia.
This is a refuge where many of the children have been evacuated from Mariupol.
We keep coming round for presents, all these presents are for these.
Come on.
So guys, really productive day today. This is where a lot of the donations have come in. Little blonde girl there, she's funny. But yeah, your donations have been greatly appreciated.
Their final destination was to go back and find a boy called Andre, who they'd met whilst working on the film.
When the war started, his mum and dad went off to fight and he wanted to build a checkpoint.
Hello, mate.
Seeing him last night was an overwhelming amount of emotions because I've genuinely sort of missed him, I've been concerned about him.
How are you, mate? Is it good up?
It's been an emotional roller coaster, hasn't it? Yeah, definitely. But also you could see the smile on those children's faces. There is nothing on this planet that will ever give you the satisfaction of what we have seen and what we have gained from this trip.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Getting that winning feeling. FOW, sponsors of the Granada Sport Report.
On to football now. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp says he's excited to start working with his side's new signing. Dutch forward Cody Gakpo is joining from PSV Eindhoven for a fee of around £35 million. He'll officially join Liverpool at the start of the January transfer window.
The package is really interesting. The edge is in the potentially shows the quality he showed already in Holland and with the national team as well. So it makes him a really, really interesting player. And that's why we were very interested to get him in. And I'm really happy that we could do it.
And finally, puppets made for hit movies like The Corpse Bride and the brand new Pinocchio film have gone on display in Trafford. It's part of an exhibition celebrating 30 years of Altrincham-based animation studio McKinnon and Saunders. Original puppets and models from some of their much-loved characters are on show in Sale. Zoe Muldoon has been for a preview.
From The Corpse Bride to Fantastic Mr. Fox and even Bob the Builder. Original puppets made in the Northwest on display in Trafford. These are the handiwork of animation studio McKinnon and Saunders, based in Altrincham.
We're a company that specialises in making puppets for animation, and we've worked on many TV series and films over the years.
The exhibition marks 30 years in the business, and while McKinnon and Saunders' names are on the door, behind the scenes, there's a whole host of Northwest talent.
Not just me and Ian making all these puppets, we're just a small part of a large process. We employ a lot of people from the Northwest, and we're very proud of the kind of creative and artistic tradition of the Northwest and the people who've been brought up and trained here.
McKinnon and Saunders have created a hugely diverse range of puppets which have attracted some of the best known filmmakers in the industry, including Tim Burton, who made The Corpse Bride, and Wes Anderson, who directed Fantastic Mr. Fox. The big names don't stop there.
He's just a puppet! No, I'm not. I'm a real boy!
The team have created the characters for Oscar-winning director Guillermo del Toro's new film, Pinocchio. Making the puppets that you see on screen is a painstaking process.
These are sculpts as opposed to puppets. They are in a pose and they can't be moved. We will send photographs, or the director will come and visit us and look at the work in progress. And you know, we quite often we will do many different sculpts until the director is comfortable with the character that they envisage.
For who you are!
Controversial question. Yeah. What's your favourite puppet?
Yeah, I think one of my favourite puppets that we've worked on is the puppet of the Corpse Bride, for the fact that it was a very complicated puppet to make. There's engineering and head mechanics and painting. It encompassed the whole company, which created this kind of really quite wonderful puppet.
What's it like seeing your work being brought to life? What's it like seeing these puppets on screen?
It is quite a revelation. You know, we make these things out of bits of rubber and steel, but then when you see it animated and she's dancing and she's very light of foot, it's an incredible transformation, and it's a magical experience. We never tire of that, never tire of it, no matter what the project is.
Characters from some of our favourite stories in a way that you've never seen them before. The incredible collection of work will be shown at Waterside's Lauriston Gallery in Sale until late February. Zoe Muldoon, ITV News.
And all made in Manchester. It's just incredible, isn't it? Well, you can see more about all of those puppets and some of your favourite characters on our website. That's at itv.com/Granada. For now, though, here's Emma with the weather.
Mom, wet wipes, toilet or bin?
Bin. Why?
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello there, hope you've had a good day. It has been a day of showers, but also some lovely sunshine, but a lot of water underfoot as well, and more where that came from, I'm afraid. We tend to flip-flop between wet and windy weather and colder interludes at times over the next few days. And the temperature contrast between the tropics and that very cold plunge over America is what is fueling the jet stream at the moment and really energising it. No, we won't be experiencing the very cold weather that they're having in the United States, but yes, it does mean there's a lot of energy going to the jet stream, and so lots of areas of low pressure forming and pushing across the UK for the rest of this week. So wet and windy weather all the way, really. So for the next few hours, if we just rewind, there will be a few showers, but mostly dry and clear for the first part of the night, and chilly as well, before some more persistent rain pushes in during the second part of the night with some cloud as well. A bit of a lull in winds initially, but then actually they start to get up again with gusts of 40-50 miles an hour by tomorrow morning. Talking of which, the sun is up on Friday at 8:29, sets just before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and tomorrow morning is going to be the wettest, windiest part of the day, with those very strong gusts of wind and some low cloud, a bit of hill fog and that heavy persistent rain pushing through. But it does clear away, so things drying up during the latter part of the day. Gusts maybe 35 to 40 miles an hour instead of nearer 50 in the morning. Temperatures totally academic really with the wind and the rain, but things drying up to just some blustery showers behind it. 1 or 2 showers are expected Friday night into Saturday, and then for New Year's Eve there may be a spell of showery rain, and that could continue into the evening. For Sunday, again, more showers, but I think possibly a dry back end to the day before we have lots of sunshine around on Monday. That's it. Bye-bye.
Cleaned up well.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Yeah, do take care if you're out in that rain and wind tomorrow. Thanks very much indeed, Emma. Well, that's all from us today. We're back in Good Morning Britain from 6 tomorrow morning. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.